Today we are talking about what you should know before buying an offset smoker. Hey everybody, my name's Kevin. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to cover what you should know before you purchase a big offset smoker. And this isn't a big offset smoker. This is a medium-sized one that you will find at a Home Depot, a Lowe's, or a Walmart. And I've been cooking on this over the past year a lot, and a lot of misconceptions I want to cover today and just give you more information so you feel better and better prepared for getting started right away when you get into the offset smoking game. A couple of the topics we're going to cover today are going to be using charcoal, making sure you find a good cover so you don't end up with the mess I have right here, and some other topics that will make you feel better about getting right into using an offset smoker and making great food right from the bat. So let's get right to it. So one of the first questions I get all the time is, can I use this main cooking chamber and just put charcoal along the bottom and cook up hot dogs, hamburgers, steaks, stuff like that? You absolutely can. For me, I like using the offset and pushing the smoke right through the chamber, pushing the heat to give that traditional barbecue pit food that you'd get at a restaurant. That's my bread and butter. That's what I like to use this for. But yes, you can absolutely use the main chamber for doing all your cooking needs. The most important thing I want people to take away from these big box store offset smokers is charcoal is your friend. All right. Last year when I bought this, I had in my mind, I want to use wood, and I want to use wood only. I saw the videos. I saw Franklin. I saw Franklin's videos where he's only using wood. He's got these huge smokers, and I want it to be just like that, right? My friends that have big smokers, all they use is wood. With this big box store offset smoker, using only wood can be done, but from my experience, it creates a lot of fluctuation in temperature. All right, you have to find just the perfect amount every single time of wood you're putting in, replenishing your charcoal base, and your temperature spikes can go very quickly. And I found with using charcoal, and this is a charcoal chimney, so pick one of these up when you're at the store, but getting a nice base, after about 4 or 5 hours, replenishing your base if you're going for a long cook, that's going to help smooth out your temperature and make it a little bit easier for you. And like I said, I never thought I was going to rely on charcoal this much, but it really made using this offset smoker a lot easier. And I hear that in our Facebook group all the time, that people use charcoal in their Oklahoma Joes and Next Grill, those type of styles that you'll see at Walmart, Lowe's, and Home Depot. The smokers you can pick up, set up at home that same day and get going. Charcoal is your friend. Now, if you're buying a huge offset smoker, then you might be in the camp where wood only is the right way to do it. But you'll still have to learn that process, and don't be afraid to use charcoal. I tried for the first 3 months. I wanted to do wood only because I had a lot of supply of wood, but now I find myself, I'm always grabbing charcoal just because it's going to make my cook that much easier. Now, when it comes to the type of charcoal you want to use, you can use anything you like. If you get used to briquettes and you want to use that all the time, go for it. Lump's going to burn a little bit hotter, so if you're trying to go hot and fast, you might want to start with lump. But if you're going for a long, low and slow, briquettes are just fine. Some people stick their nose up at briquettes. Oh, I've never used that. Forget it. If it's cheap and on sale and it works for you and your budget, go for it. Now, using briquettes, you have to use the right wood. So if you've seen my other videos, wood chips are off the table for this type of smoker. You're just wasting your time. Logs this big are too big for this smoker. I don't have a 500-gallon huge pit, so I need to chop this down. Now, chunks you can use and you can get at the store, hopefully on sale. But what I found is this is too big, and I don't want chunks because I can buy those. I want about a 6 to 8 inch cut. I found that that's perfect. If I try to jam this in, I can fit it in there, but I've found that my heat fluctuates a lot. However, when I cut these down into mini splits, 6 inches, 8 inches, and I put 2 of them in there, it's replenishing my charcoal enough and it's keeping the heat consistent. I'm not a science guy. I don't know why sticking this whole thing in creates heat fluctuations for me. If I cut this piece in half, and I do need to trim off a little because cutting it in half, it'll still just be a little too big. But if I cut this piece in half and I put it, stack it in there, lay it on the charcoal, get it going, it's going to replenish just at the right amount of time. It's going to keep my temperature a lot more consistent. That's just what I found with this smoker, and I've heard from other people that are having a lot of trouble getting the right amount of heat and consistency, that when they cut their splits down and put 2 in instead of just one big one, they seem to have a better experience with controlling and maintaining consistency. So just because you have a giant offset firebox doesn't mean that large splits are going to be your best friend. So the last thing I will say about using wood and briquettes, like I said, some people are snobs about briquettes, but if I just want that to be my heat source, then I want this to be my flavor source. So it's not that big of a deal. If you're pumping out the right amount of heat with the briquettes and then you're adding that hickory, pecan, mesquite, whatever flavor you want to use, that's really what's impacting your food and giving you the right flavor profile you're looking for. So this smoker's been out of commission for probably about 3 months now. I have a cover for it. My cover isn't the right perfect fit for this. And the way my backyard is set up, you can see I get a lot of wind and I get it all over the place. So the cover kept flying off. I should have tied it down. That would have been the smart thing to do, but I'm not always that smart. As you can see, this is what happens when you leave your smoker out in the open. I'm pretty happy with the durability and not getting rust in the main chamber, but I've just totally destroyed the appearance. This works. I can't show it off. It's not fancy to look at for when I have guests over, but what I need to do is now sand this down and then oil it up, maybe even paint it up depending on what I want to do. The point is you want to get a cover, or you want to keep it covered out of the elements, because this is what will happen to your smoker. I bought this last April. It is now March. So we're coming up on a year, and you can just see how much rust buildup happens quickly when it's not covered. So make sure, spend a little bit of extra money, get yourself a cover, or roll it into your garage under cover so you don't get rain on it all the time. The other thing you can do is look at those videos that people put out about spraying oil on their outside of their smoker to help protect it. So from here on out, I'll sand this down, maybe, and I will spray vegetable oil, avocado oil. There's a lot of different types. Some people swear grapeseed oil, which is really expensive, but that will help replenish and build that protection against the elements. So make sure to grab some spray cans of oil to help yourself preserve your smoker for a longer period of time. Last thing I want to cover is this the right type of smoker for you? You're walking through a Home Depot, you see this weird, funky, it's got so much space for cooking. Do I use this? Do I use the main chamber for hamburgers and hot dogs and steaks? This is my preferred method of cooking. There's something about an offset. It creates that more traditional barbecue, in my opinion. Deep flavors, you're really getting a taste of the wood. Now, there's a lot of other smokers out there. There's Weber, there's pellet smokers. They can get the job done. It's just a different experience. So I want you to be a little bit more prepared, because I see so much frustration from new owners of this, people that are beginners. It is a labor of love. You have to get so many things down. You have to get the right fire management down. Am I using charcoal, lump charcoal versus briquettes? the amount of elements that stack up that you need. Wind is one of your biggest enemies. So make sure you prepare yourself. Watch some videos on fire management. I'm gonna put a barbecue 101, all the things you should do to get started, playlist right up here so that you can check out and get more prepared. Because the biggest frustration I see from people is their food didn't come out right. All right, this isn't a pellet smoker where you just hit a button and you check on it 5 hours later. Their food didn't come out right because there's so many different things going on. I want you to avoid that frustration, so make sure to check out those other videos before you make the purchase so you know what you're getting yourself into, because this to me creates the best barbecue. Now there's other people out there that say other methods definitely create better barbecue, and for them it might, but this is what I'm passionate about. It's what I enjoy to do, getting in the backyard, working the fire, working the food, so I have the best experience for me, my family, and my guests. I'm gonna leave it there. If you have any further questions, leave them in the comments below. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more tips and information about offset smoking. I hope you all have a great day.